Hello, everybody. Today we'll be doing a little bit of a new thing here for us, especially for me, at least, is a podcast. I know at least me and Zander, which I'll introduce in a second, we have been kind of looking forward to something like this for a while, but we weren't sure when to start, and I kind of just said, why not do it? We may not have assets, might not have anything to do with it, but you know what? Could be fun. Rambling about anything and everything and nothing at all. So, without further ado, let me introduce some people. I am Clone. You might get told that I'm also Ryan. Both work. Ryan, Clone595, doesn't matter to me. You'll hear both these two other people call me whatever. Next person I'm going to introduce to you is my fellow host and techie, Zander.
Hi, my name is Zander. I'm a tech guy. I like reformatting and I like coaching people in video games and stuff like that. I am very excited for this podcast, and I'm excited to see how many episodes and how long we go for this and how many topics we go over. And I think one of the best parts about this is when we go back and look at the conversations we've had, we can go, we had that same conversation on episode 3.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the things I wanted this podcast is, we all ramble so much, especially in our Discord group. Way too much, and we don't really have any archive of what we say, and so I figured, why not? I have something like this, and then, I figured it'd just be kind of fun and look back to see how we've changed as people overall, kind of like a time capsule or something like that, just something where we can go back and look at things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then
let's introduce our fellow.
Yeah, our fellow Ghost. Yep, fellow guest / host, also known as a host because we're dragging him along and forcing him to be a host, is Gazorp or Alex.
I like to think that the word host is just the term for a slutty ghost because they're a host. You're welcome.
I'd like to think that
wow.
ghost
that was bad.
Ghost mistake only comes because it's October.
Yeah, that is exactly why I went there with a shitty ghost joke.
Is this what we're gonna? Go ahead.
I said keep the dad jokes coming.
Keep the dad jokes coming.
This podcast will be my proof of the shit these two say, and me using it to bring their dirt to the public.
Oh, because it's being recorded and we can go back and look at this.
We can, yeah.
Let's do it in episode 1. Gazorp, tell us about the menagerie. Give us a good one for the episode 1.
Imagine an imaginary menagerie manager imagining managing an imaginary menagerie. Fuck! It's been a long time since I fucked it up.
He fucked it up. He never fucks it up.
Episode 1, we got the fuck up, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, beautiful.
All right, we quit now.
We quit
well,
now.
We're ahead.
almost 4 minutes in.
I know. Quick, Xander. Irish wristwatch.
What?
Irish wristwatch.
Irish wristwatch.
I don't know that one, and I can't do it. And,
Irish wristwatch.
I'm out.
Hey, Alex.
It's two words.
Alex.
Yeah.
Irish wristwatch.
There you go. He's got it.
See, there you go.
He fucking practiced it on mute.
Got mute.
I thought this was like a menagerie thing.
No. It's a tongue twister, but it's nothing super special. I got a really good tongue twister for both of you guys, right?
Okay.
What do they call an oven when you in the cold food, out hot, eat the food?
I think that was wrong.
I think Yugi said that, and I'm not trying it.
I think that was wrong because...
No, it's why do they call it an oven when you in the cold food, out hot, eat the food?
Oh, I thought cold and hot were reversed.
No.
I thought it was...
in the hot food,
hot food of
out hot, cold, eat the food? Is that what you thought?
I get, yeah, for a second that's what I thought. Yeah.
That's what you thought. Okay, fair enough.
Every time my brain decides to like try to store this specific meme as information, it just corrupts. I can't ever remember it because the English is so fucking bad. My brain just goes, no.
It is.
That's not how that is. We have to adjust it.
This is true. Always adjusting. Always changing. Okay. Yeah. So, first little podcast, test the waters. Particularly, I don't care how many viewers we're going to get while doing these. I don't think it's going to be that high, but you never know. If 2 people here actually tuned in, we might have more. Oh, Alex is tuned in. Xander.
I'm on it in 2 seconds.
I'm plugging myself. Oh, by the way, what we should be telling you people at the beginning as well is currently how we're going to do this format is I'm going to stream it on my Twitch channel, http, s:// twitch.tv
That was
Clone
the least
595.
smooth.
You know, I mean, I can do it a lot smoother. I just need to have the link up, you know, and reading it because I
No,
don't know. what it says.
HTTPS does not change ever.
Listen here, I forgot the S. Okay, I'm an old man now, Alex. I'm an old man. I don't know when everything's gonna change. The S could turn into double S. I'm not gonna say the double S because that's just rude. But like, you never know.
True.
And then right now we just have some, what I've been told, stream-free music in the background. Let me know if it enhances anything. You want it gone? Doesn't matter to me. Don't particularly care. It might need
Because
to be lowered
I'm
a
now
little bit.
curious.
What?
Clone, no Googling.
Mm-hmm.
How would they add another S to HTTPS?
You mean like technically?
What would the extra S stand for?
for?
Give me what you
So
think the
S
acronym HTTPSS would be.
The S currently stands for secure, correct?
I'm not telling you anything. You're getting no information from me.
So
You're not allowed to Google
I'm
it.
almost positive it stands for secure, right? 99.99%, the same as Johnson & Johnson's germ, killing antimicrobial, hand sanitizer bullshit. That S stands for secure. So what S would stand for? Super secure.
I can't fucking believe you. I knew that's where you were headed to.
Another alternative, instead of super secure, right? It could be Scotch secure, so it'd be secure from Scotch. Maybe Scottish secure, so it'd be secure from Scottish people or Scotland. That's kind of racist though, and I don't know why they would want the internet to not have Scotland in it, because Scotland is beautiful.
Adding the S to call it secure, sure, it did what it's calling it, but like if you were gonna make another leap in HTTP, it'd probably be SC and it'd just be secure communication, which is already what it is. It's just you're adding another thing.
Why
to
not
it
just
for security.
SCOM then? So why not just HTTPS and then com? You know?
I mean,
We're trying to make URLs longer here, okay? Not shorter.
I don't even remember what .com stands for.
Do you know what
Customers own
www stands
material.
for?
World Wide Web.
There you go.
Yeah, customers own material.
I have no clue. I don't know. This is above my
Is
pay
that
grade.
fucking really what com is?
Yeah, customers own material.
Yeah, I got no clue. This is above my pay grade. 100%.
I actually didn't know that.
Wow.
It's one of those things that you just never think about. It's like UDP. It's like, what does it mean? I know what it is, but that's fuck it.
You guys know what an algae bloom is?
No.
Yeah.
All right, so well, let's talk about some things. Destiny 2. How's Destiny 2 going, Clone?
Oh, I was going to talk about what are we drinking, what are we eating, is somebody driving, but sure, we can dive straight into the video games.
Awesome.
Destiny 2 right now, the Festival of the Lost is going on, because obviously, ooh, boo, as, our friend Alex over there did a shitty ghost dad joke. But, can a ghost be a dad if it's dead?
No.
Cause
No dads die ever.
Because technically,
Dads don't die. They're all immortal.
Are you still a dad when you die, though? Like, do you lose that privilege or whatever? That's a different tangent. So right now it's grinding time because you get extra experience points by doing the in-game event bounty. I need to be doing more of that. I think I'm level 45 in Season Pass. I have like a month and a half now to get that 100, so I should be good if I grind out at least 2 or 3 days a week. Because the event only goes on for like 2 weeks or something, I think. I'd have to see when it ends. I really should be jumping on that grind. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. I don't fucking know. Yeah, no, Destiny's going good. It's kind of the same old. Add in King's Fall. Huh?
Are there more expansions coming?
Yeah, in February next year, I think it's February, the last expansion in the saga of Light versus Dark in terms of Destiny is coming out. So that's the next year's big expansion. That's the next game, quote unquote. It's like if WoW's Panda, Land of Pandora or whatever the heck fuck it's called.
So, do you think in the future there will be a Destiny 3, or do you think...
No, they have actively said that there was not going to be a Destiny 3. They're going to strictly keep it Destiny 2, to my knowledge, and instead...
Going to keep making expansions?
And we're going to pull a WoW, yeah.
Interesting.
Is what they said they were going to do.
Well, the other cup of tea that you also delved into is Rainbow Six Siege. How's that looking these days?
I don't think I've played it for like 2 weeks now. I was gonna play it with Alex, and then we played Gotham Knights instead, and then he also got high. So classic.
Oh, he gets it.
Yeah.
Whoa. I would never do that.
Never understand you fucking wheeze.
That's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Xander and I have both never once
Done the deed.
Yep. Oh, fucking learning how Twitch mod chat shit works, and they've updated it since I last used it, and they moved menus and shit.
I'm also wondering if right now, considering it says I have one viewer, but I see both you guys in here and several other people. I wonder if it doesn't count mods as viewers. That's interesting.
Let me go buy some bot accounts and be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says I only have one viewer as well.
Interesting. Maybe I need to unmod you guys.
It says I have two. Don't worry.
Says you have to. Okay, so it's just broken. Whatever. That's strange as heck.
Let's see what happens if I go into mod view. What it says for me.
And that's where I don't really care too much because like I said.
So in mod view it says there's two.
Interesting.
Oh, and now it says there's 3 watching.
Okay.
So I guess I'll just stay in mod view.
That's weird. Now it makes me want to pull it up on my phone to see how many people are quote unquote watching. On my side, there's only 1. It just takes time to update. Let's be real. But enough about Twitch, because we're also gonna be uploading this to YouTube, which hopefully will either upload it to my channel or upload it to a different channel called Mulligan Opinions. We have yet to determine that, and I swear to God, if someone steals that in between now and then, we're gonna be very upset.
Timestamp it.
Timestamp it. Yeah, it only says 1 viewer for me. Strange.
What about you, Gazorp? What have you been playing lately? You've been kind of all over the place with little games here and there.
All over the fucking place.
Yeah, you want to give us a breakdown of what you've been playing, what you've been enjoying?
I was playing some Yu-Gi-Oh! Today at work because I haven't played in a minute, and it took me all the way from Platinum, because I haven't played in so long, down to Rookie, which is before Bronze, so that was a slaughter today. Clone and I beat Biped recently.
Yeah, we have to go back.
Yeah, we got to do workshop stuff, and the challenges. But that was a thing. It was pretty fucking funny though.
It was.
Let me look. I've been playing a game called Kinga on Steam. It's a roguelike Civ builder. Pretty good. Confusing as hell to start though, because it's not out of alpha, so it's like smooth. Not really. The tutorial glitches all the time. Let's see, and then Monster Hunter World with Doug, and that's really been it in the last 4 days.
What happened to Rise? You guys kind of put a stop to Rise.
We beat Sunbreak, and then Overwatch 2 came out, and then Yugi ripped us away for like 3 days.
And then that kind of broke our momentum.
Did you guys beat it like how we beat Iceborne and stuff, or are you guys still have more stuff to do?
So when we did Iceborne, Xander, by the time we got to it, they had basically done all of the updates for new fights and stuff.
Right.
We're on the point where we've beaten the base game. There's been 2 title updates that have come out so far after for free. World had, I want to say 15 title updates total afterwards, and Fatalis was brought in one of those updates. So we're just on the way.
You know where we are right now, right? We're at the point where we have Fatalis gear. We have the. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I have the Gilded Lands done. I think you guys are still working on that. But I mean, I'm essentially done. Are you guys close to that done point in Rise?
No. Not at all. No. We have to get to what? Master rank 100 and then is it 110 and then Hunter rank 110 as well?
Hunter rank 100 gives us Valistrax fight, and then 110 gives us the new Risen Chameleos fight.
I thought it was switched.
Wasn't it in World where right after you complete Hunter rank, that's it, you go into the Master rank and you never touch Hunter rank ever again?
Yes, sir.
That's interesting that in Rise both are still prevalent.
Well, it's because Master rank comes out with the DLC.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. So in World,
base game World.
No, go ahead. No, go right ahead.
Base game. Base game World was low rank, high rank, and then high rank was the end of the base game, and Extreme Behemoth was the best gear you could get at the time to the very, very end of base game World, and then Iceborne basically was okay, let's start from scratch at Master. All this shit's gonna be better.
Yeah, no, so
it's interesting.
To be
sounds
honest,
like Rise is good. From what I've seen, it looks like a great game.
I think it wasn't good until Sunbreak. I think it was really good opportune time to get in when we did with Sunbreak coming out. I think from what I've been told by a lot of people, Sunbreak added in a lot of different things and made it good, but overall, I think it's a good game. It's probably my second favorite Monster Hunter game so far, with World still being my favorite, and then Rise and World are pretty equal for me, though. World I like a little bit better because it's, I think, a little more fleshed out, but at the same time, it's kind of like comparing, Witcher.
You think World is more fleshed out?
I think so, yeah.
That's probably a good way to get it. I mean, like you guys said, I think Gazorp said it is what 15 major updates.
Exactly.
I've got the power of Google at my fingertips.
I'm sure there was a lot of large updates and a lot of large hard work put into like remedying past things in the game. I can't imagine the large guy that you fight on his back and you have to pop the crystals around him on his body. I can't imagine that fight was very great its first time around. I'm sure updates have really helped that fight.
I don't think it's been changed.
You see, when did Iceborne come out? Oh, okay.
It's been a while. Like 2 years, I think?
No, like 4? What is it? What's the answer, Gazorp?
Woof.
Oh, Gazorp's dead.
Okay. 2019, September 6th is when it came out, right?
3 years. Okay.
So the amount of updates of September 6th that Iceborne got 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 19.
Iceborne alone.
Now, not all of them were monster updates. Some of them were bug fixes and like introducing armor sets and things like that.
Okay.
But out of the ones that added whenever they say major update, like with game balance changes and stuff like that, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 major update for Iceborne.
There you go. So, and that's not even counting anything that isn't Iceborne. Like World itself had a lot of stuff before Iceborne came out.
Yeah.
In terms of title update, the biggest thing, the key difference in my opinion between World and Rise is World is very untraditional in terms of Monster Hunter. It broke a lot of barriers in terms of not quite the combat system, but kind of the combat system, especially with that, what do they call it? What's the hook again? Hello there, Cody. Hello, Shalom. Clutch Claw, thank you. Yeah, and so with that ability, it was very, very different in terms of the standard Monster Hunter experience.
That came out with Iceborne though, because like pre-Clutch Claw World, very different game.
Yeah, extremely different. Yeah, it was very the same thing. It was the very same thing. There wasn't much of a difference in terms of that versus other Monster Hunter games, but the biggest difference between that one is graphically, it was probably the best.
I mean, I think it still is the best.
So it still broke a lot of grounds, especially in terms of it was the first one on PC. So it brought a whole new audience to the scene of things, and people on PC really liked it, and it played okay on the PC. Rise, on the other hand, was meant to be a Switch, and people, kind of complained, and they're like, fine, bring it to PC. Fine, whatever. And people didn't like it as much, but a lot of people did. I think a lot of people did enjoy it, and enjoyed it enough to get Sunbreak, so... And that really changed the ballgame, because that's a lot more traditional Monster Hunter, where it's more of a cartoony look rather than a realistic look like in World.
Right. I know that I've kind of trained. I know Gazorp and you were talking about getting me into it, and I had at the time I was like Multiverses and Valorant, and I was just game after game, and I didn't have time, especially with Gotham Knights coming out. Next time it goes on sale, hopefully if there's ever a day where it goes like, what did we get Monster Hunter World for? Was it like $5, $10 or whatever? If it ever goes on like a major sale like that, we'll definitely take another crack at looking into it and see what future DLCs look like. I would love to see where that game continues to go, and if like Iceborne, it will add entirely new worlds and levels and stuff.
Yeah, no, agreed. I mean, it's added in a bunch of worlds in terms of
how many places, like what we had. Ooh. 7 places we go in World, right? I think there's like 5 on the map. It was like, oh no, it was like, I guess it's only 5. You had 5 places you go on the map, right? In World. And then there was also the 2 huts, the 2 cities. I don't remember. How many opens were there? Do you guys remember? It's like 5 or 6, right? How many are
you have the Great Forest. You have the forest level. You have the desert level. You have the
snow level.
That's Iceborne.
Right, and then there's that.
You have the coral
broke
forest,
down-
or rather the coral highlands. So
Right,
that's
that-
3.
the broke down like rocky molten place. That's all like mountains and Elder Rock. Elder's Reach, is that what it is?
Oh, Elder's Recess. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's. I think there was 4, like I said, base game, and then I think it switched over to.
Right, and then Iceborne was a 5th one, so we had 5, give or take.
I
How
think
many are in
5,
Rise?
and then we have. I think 5 or 6 is how many we ended with. In Rise, I don't Rise that much. Do you have that level? I think about the same, to be honest with you. Maybe a little. Maybe with Sunbreak, I think they added in a couple more. Yeah, I think because the addition of they have a beach map now, so you can have your anime beach episodes. I think they did add in. I think there's more.
absolutely. While we're on the topic, let's talk about that. How has anime been lately? What is the current season of like for anime, and what are the top animes that we're looking into? I think One Piece is ongoing again, right? Because
It's always ongoing.
it's always ongoing. Well, it has little breaks, right? Doesn't it?
Not very often.
Like they take a month break, right? Like break.
I mean, break is a strong term. It's more of a forced break, also known as either they caught up to the material or their studio got burned down.
No, I actually found out something recently because I started reading the manga. Apparently Oda will just like take his schedule's like 3 weeks of chapters, 1 week off. So every time they would catch up on that 1 week off, they would just skip. That's why for like a year it was like, why have we skipped so many? Yeah. In Dressrosa, we're like, why have we skipped so many weeks of not having anything? Just have another week of then 10, 15 minutes of recap for 5 minutes of content. It's because that's what happened.
How is the current state of One Piece?
It's pretty good.
Anime or manga?
Wherever you're at, how's it going? Are you enjoying the direction of things? I mean,
Bro. It's always 10.
It's always 10?
It's great. Well, no, Dressrosa, that's like a 3, but everything else is great.
How bad was Dressrosa that even the number one One Piece fan is a 3? Like, if it was a 3, it had something to save it, right? Was it just Luffy's face? Like, that was the 3?
No, the 3 was the introduction of Gear 4.
Oh, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something. It was definitely something. Oh, squeaky mic.
I didn't read the manga for Dressrosa, so I don't have any input on that, but the anime, it was rough.
Bad. It was rough.
How close is the anime to the manga right now?
So the manga just started the last arc, and the anime is like maybe like a third of the way through, maybe not a little bit over, like 2/5 of the way through.
Well, you know me, I want to know about Laugh Tale and stuff, but I can't imagine we've made it to Laugh Tale or we've gotten all these runes, have we?
No.
Well, you keep me posted on that. What about the other anime in the world?
In terms of anime, kind of like the Twitch chat, which I'm gonna be trying to keep the interaction a little minimum.
Any brand new animes that you guys piqued interest wise?
Probably Chainsaw Man. Yeah, Chainsaw Man is up there in terms of what people are hyped as heck about. Besides that, My Hero came back, not a new one, but a new season of it.
Oh.
How is My Hero doing? You guys still following?
I watch it. It's not the greatest. It's not the worst.
I kind of check in on the manga occasionally to see what's happening.
How's this? So we don't know about this current season?
I've watched it. It's getting up there. We're finally
getting better or getting worse.
Staying the same. That's the problem with it. It's not evolving at all. It's not getting better. It's not getting worse. So it's like, you got to give it credit there. It's not something like we're like Black Clover, right? It started off as shit. You watch 80 episodes and you realize I've just watched shit for the last 80 episodes, and suddenly it's like, oh my god, it became a banger afterwards.
Any other animes, small time animes coming up or just starting that really banging right now? Any other animes coming back that you guys are hyped for? Like Made in Abyss, how's that doing?
Oh, I gotta pull up my list.
It just recently ended.
I gotta finish watching
it. When you say ended, do you mean ended season or ended a series?
Okay. Season. The series is still ongoing. The fucking author for Made in Abyss like maybe posts a chapter a month if we're lucky.
If we're lucky.
Yeah. So the anime just ended for season 2, I think it was.
No, wasn't it season 3?
Let me think.
No, it's season 2. It's season 2, but there was an episode or
the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had me all fucked up because I was like, where the fuck is the movie line?
Sorry.
But But yeah, this one just ended, I believe. Like if it stayed on schedule and didn't have any delays, it should have ended recently. I was like on episode like 5, and I knew I was gonna want to binge it, so I stopped watching it, so I can binge it now.
Yep, that's what happened to me. Maybe we should watch it together.
Ooh, yeah, don't eat before you
We
watch
could.
it.
The what?
So don't eat before we watch it.
I made that mistake.
Any animes that you guys have recently watched that you would recommend to other people? Any new animes? Yeah, what else is going on in anime?
Oh yeah, I'm contractually obligated by law from Douglas to mention Edge Runners, even though I haven't watched it yet.
I'm shocked he hasn't asked you yet. He's been on everybody's case to make sure
He
to watch
doesn't know.
it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I would say Edge Runners, I think so far this year is my top favorite. Not even anime, just thing I've watched this year. It was so good. I think the ending could have been a little better, but I think it was a little rushed. I think you could have gone more into the juxtaposition of different things, but that's fine. Whatever. Still great. 8, 9 out of 10 for me. Besides that, One Piece Red's coming out. I can't wait to watch that. I think I'm watching it Friday. So that will be nice. Back to One Piece, of course. I've been currently watching see here. I recently finished Let's Make a Mug 2. Nice, comfy anime. Kind of like laid back camp, if you know what that is. From last season, though, Black Summoner was just pure and utter. You know how like you have like Overlord and other isekais, right? Where you just eat it like you're eating shitty $1 1 cup ramen, and you're just absorbing the food and being like, ah, yes, this was great but terrible. It's kind of was like that. It was enjoyable. I don't know if I'd recommend it or not. Besides that, the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting, that one I would recommend from last season. That was really nice. And of course, I have to say, watch Cowboy Bebop. I mean, standard. It's good. I've been trying to get back into Gundam. I think I'm on Double Zeta right now.
How about the rom-com world?
Good point. Bunny Girl Senpai is coming back. Is it next season? I think it's next season.
Real quick before we go too far from One Piece.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna warn you, clown.
What?
In Film Red, there is a huge spoiler.
A huge spoiler?
It's a huge spoiler. I had to look it up to see because it's something you have to watch for.
Okay.
But like you can completely glaze over it and you won't notice. But like, Jesus Christ, I've told you about this. This is a huge spoiler warning. But are you ready? What's in the movie?
Huge spoiler. Wait a second. Let's give people, if it's spoiler word, gotta give them a couple of seconds so they can mute it, skip past it, whatever. If I was smart, I'd put in, hey, timestamps on YouTube from here to then. Just assume we'll be done talking about it in about a minute and just skip to there. Continue.
Yeah. So they don't they don't like make a big deal out of it, but he does, in whatever fight he's in the movie, slip from Gear 4 into Gear 5 for one of his abilities, and they don't, like, there's no, like, zooming in on this, it just happens.
Oh.
So, like, it happens apparently in a way where if you've read the manga and you look for it, you will see it, and it's gonna be hype as fuck. But if you haven't, if you're not, like, really paying attention, and, like, you just won't notice it at all.
That's fascinating. Okay.
So that's just something to look out for.
I'll have to look for it. I'll have to re-immerse myself what that looks like then.
Oh, dude. I can't wait.
That'll be good. Yeah, besides that rom-com, I think from last season, my favorite rom-com would be Devil's a Part-Timer. I mean, can't go wrong with that one. It's nice. It's funny as fuck. Besides that...
Still haven't finished it.
Finished Pretty Derby. Need to finish season 2 of that. Xander would know about that, and you haven't finished it. Fair enough. Anime's been kind of on a weird thing for me where I'd like to watch more of it, but every time I want to watch more of it, I also want to sleep instead. Also, because we've been watching on not Crunchyroll, I don't have that list pulled up. I really should have. Yeah, High Dive. Thank you. I forgot the name of it. Let's see. On there, I've watched a couple of good ones. I gotta finish
Call of the Night too.
Call of the Night. Thank you. That was good. That was a nice. I don't know if would you consider that a rom-com?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you have it. It's a rom-com. So that was good.
You had to question it when literally the first episode he goes, "Oh, my goal is to fall in love with you."
I know. Is it really a comedy though? Is my issue.
I think so.
You think so? Okay.
Yep.
It's a
This
very
is coming
serious
from,
comedy, though.
From me, who ha he who funny person on screen move. So
neuron activate person on screen
Yeah.
move. Must be comedy. Besides that, I've been watching a couple of old ones, like the Antiquote. I have no clue what that. I'm not even saying the Antitope. I don't know, on the white sand, whatever it is. What?
Send me the link to it so I can properly
link.
pronounce this one.
I feel like you're insulting me in my way of
No,
English.
I'm not. I just know that looking back in this VOD, nobody, if anybody does in the future, 80 years from now,
If
like,
this
what the
gets
hell did
big
you
at
try to
all,
pronounce?
no, wait, it's not. What are you talking about?
When Douglas's great grandchildren want to know what his great grandfather's friends were like. Because I ain't having kids.
Ain't having kids. Have you thought about? Have you heard about our Lord and Savior? Kids. There's the link.
Oh, perfect. Clone, this isn't even that hard of a word.
What do you mean? It's the Aquatwope. Aquatwope. Listen, I was looking on my phone and it was cut off. What do you want from me? I was going off of memory. You say
The aquatope on
There you
white
go.
sand.
See, there you go.
Have you not seen this, Gazorp?
No,
Is
it's pretty obscure.
Is it?
I think it's on my wish list though.
What
Oh, but it's nice.
Like
It's
genre-wise. Rom-com?
Let's see what Crunchyroll calls it. Right, they don't just tell me what it is.
Rama.
anymore.
That's
it
what they call
drama?
it. That's the only tag.
Where is it? Where do you shoot? Oh yeah, right there, drama. Yeah. It's kind of like, right. The premise of it is there's an idol who doesn't make it as an idol, so she's kind of having a mental breakdown, which is convenient because I'm also having a mental breakdown in terms of what I want to do with life.
What do you mean an idol? Like
a
God?
Japanese idol.
Oh, okay, right. I got you.
Yeah, and so she's kind of figuring out what she does. She runs away from her little area, and instead of going home like she's supposed to, she then kind of just goes someplace and finds an aquarium and kind of is like, I want to stay at their aquarium. And you kind of just learn more about hopes and dreams, and at the same time learning a little bit about the aquarium.
Okay, so drama. Yeah,
it's kind of drama. It's drama. It's the stuff that I like to watch. Like anime, you don't really get to touch on a lot of these hard feelings with like live action shows. Live actions are mostly like action and stuff like that. This anime opens up a lot more like serious topics to me.
Right. No, I feel you. I never thought I'd see the day. Now that I'm in my later 20s, I love sitcoms. I love them. Like Ghost, She-Hulk. A lot of these coms that are ongoing are just phenomenal. Especially like Ghosts. Ghost is so
Did
good.
you say, Claude, I repeat, did you fucking say live action doesn't touch on feelings? It's just
action.
it's just action.
Yes.
This motherfucker never had a mother who watched Days of Our Lives every week.
I think it was Cody who brought it up to me earlier today. Gazorp, you know they're making a One Piece Netflix movie, right?
Yes, the
live
live action one.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been keeping track.
known.
I am curious on your opinion. Do you think it'll be decent at all? Like, what are your opinion? I mean, obviously, I'm probably going to enjoy it because I don't really enjoy anime, and I usually enjoy live action things anyway. So I'll probably enjoy it.
Did you enjoy the Full Metal Alchemist live action movie?
I haven't seen those. I enjoyed the Death Note live action movie.
Oh my god, this man's a legend. The one and
I'm
only.
going to enjoy it because I've seen how much money they've pushed into the set and what the set looks like, and I think it's going to be good as
I
fuck.
haven't seen what the set looks like. You should send me some
I mean, if
pictures.
we're like, to be clear, like I've seen the Death Note anime.
Yeah.
It was a great anime. I liked the live action film now that I'm older. But if we're gonna compare the two, I mean, the anime was definitely better. The movie stopped way short, and they changed the ending, and everything's kind of all like ruined. But still generally okay. The Full Metal Alchemist movies, I do want to watch those. They do look enticing. But again, it's the same thing. I'm sure it's not going to compare to the anime because I've seen Full Metal Alchemist. It was great. Me and Clone have talked about Full Metal Alchemist. Great. Brotherhood, not so much.
I don't know. Brotherhood grew on me, but it's yeah, not as good as the original. In my opinion.
I got an anime at a certain point, so Brotherhood never had a chance to grow on me. That said, we have Trigun coming out next year. Thoughts, opinions? Is
I don't know,
Gazorp
depends
gonna
if
watch
somebody-
it?
I'm uploading these live action set
okay.
photos
I appreciate you
of
telling
their
It does look really.
Oh,
well.
that
of their
looks
going
good.
the Going Merry. Yeah,
Oh, that looks good. If I was more inclined to, I would download these and show them on stream, but I'm not going to because I'm too lazy.
Now, part of me wants to believe that the ship head there, that's just a cover for it. But the other half of me is like, if they just had an inflatable Going Merry head on the front of the boat and that's what it looked like, I wouldn't even be mad. It would just be too funny.
I think
With
that's
no support, just wiggling around.
I think just the way that looks like is it's a unfinished product, of course. You know.
True.
It might
How
be just.
dare
It
not
could.
have
They
it
could
finished
also
yet?
CGI it.
Yeah.
It'd probably be cheaper than making an actual figurehead.
But they made a whole ass boat. Why not just
Hey, just like a good Korean build, there's probably no back to it. I guarantee you it.
to the boat?
To the boat.
That is in water, bro.
Is it really in water?
Yeah.
This looks like it's on fucking land. What are you talking about?
No, that is in water because I can't find the other picture.
You're telling me they built a straight up functional wooden ass boat for this. You know how expensive that would cost?
Here's this as well. Not just one boat. There's more. I think they just have a couple of boats that they can easily change like the look of. You know, that'd be my best guess. But like One Piece boats are very shaped weird. So like the other part of me is like, are they just building these from scratch?
God, they're just building this from scratch. I refuse to believe that these are
I got one more good one.
Those are on land currently, but they could be seaworthy.
This one you can literally see is in water. The entrance to the Verity.
Oh my god.
So I mean, it's being made by Netflix. Again,
That is a lot of money they're sinking into that.
you guys don't watch a lot of Netflix live action movies.
Oh, I do.
But as someone who religiously watches pretty much all of them because all of them are great. Netflix is literally known for, we have the money. You give us the idea. We gotta be mildly, not even like, they don't even have to agree with it. If they're mildly okay with your idea, they will pitch you insane budgets and cinematic guys, and like, Netflix does a great job.
Man, that's crazy though. I mean, I've heard of some insane things in terms of budgets from Netflix shows, but that takes the cake. I feel like I want to see the budget on that. That's expensive. That is darn right expensive set making. If that is the case, that's crazy, and that makes me want to pour another drink. Jesus Christ.
And so I got you. One Piece live action series reported to budget 9 to 10 million to produce per episode.
Per episode? Oh, that might be the most expensive. I don't know about Netflix shows, but no, because I think Stranger Things was pretty high.
It's comparable to Game of Thrones budget.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And that is from...
That's pretty nuts.
Comicbook.com.
My God. Okay, that's a good budget. Now take that budget, right? Don't even do per episode, right? Just for one day of filming, right? If I could just take that budget and put it into some nice retirement funds, oof, man, I could live comfy. Ooh, Nelly, why do we spend so much money on like these shows, and especially like on actors and like sports stars? I won't even say sports stars because like hockey players get paid shit typically. They get good money, like $200,000, but compared to like top basketball players, they get paid like nothing. I mean, why do we do that? Why do we pay these people exorbitant amount of money for doing nothing for humanity's sake? When you have people like activists and other people like that don't get made any money.
I'd like to roll back to my previous statement of, haha, funny man on TV, go Burr.
Oh my God. Good point. Yeah, I guess people do go funny man, go Burr Burr. That's why do we pay so much money in video games? I don't know. It's just, whatever. It's a weird time we live in, isn't it? Weird ass, fucking looking ass, dragging ass, fucking Wendy's looking ass, dragging these nuts across your face looking, I swear to God.
Yeah, we're also starting the tradition of buying Xander, because you mentioned Wendy's. We're buying Xander a pizza every paycheck, right?
I mean, I'm going to have to look on DoorDash. Not sponsored, by the way.
I don't get DoorDash or Grubhub.
We'll have to look up delivery things around him that can give him something besides pizza, you know?
I challenge you. There's two places that I'm aware of. One of them is not valid. It's called Rocco's. It's a local place, and they're basically on the other side of town, and which is not a problem. They'll still deliver. But the problem is their prices and food, like their food is worse in my opinion, and their prices are higher than Pizza Hut's. Pizza Hut is not only cheaper, but their food is they've all like almost have a standard that they're set to.
Pizza Hut? Well, yeah, because they literally every Pizza Hut's going to taste the same because they buy it from They get it from Pizza Hut Corporation, whatever factory, and they get it shipped to them. The only thing they could mess up is how they actually make their pizza. You know?
Nah, I wanna believe in Xander's thought here of all fast food chains having their own different standard. Dude, imagine like there being a 5-star restaurant and it's just a McDonald's who does it really good. You know?
Oh my god, I would love to see like the golden arches, right, with the M, and just above it is 3 stars, and underneath it is 2 stars, or vice versa, just showing 5 stars. Oh my god, that would be hilarious. Oh my Jesus. Which brings me, you know what's weird, right? Michelin, Michelin star restaurants, right? Isn't it the same?
Tire company.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's a fucking tire company.
Yeah, the Michelin star was.
I cannot believe
like,
that.
A means of like advertising.
Yeah, because people drive and therefore on their tires and therefore they buy tires. It's crazy to me that it started off as that and not like a gourmet chef walking around named Mr. Michelin or something.
No, that's what the Michelin Man did before he sold tires.
Oh, gotcha. He was a chef. I don't know if I would trust a man made of rubber to taste things for me. I'm just gonna state that. I don't think the man I think he's just gonna taste burnt rubber everywhere. Because it's just melting rubber on him when he's eating. Am I wrong? Drinking some tea, he's gonna be burning rubber.
Yeah. My immediate thought was, what? Do you think because he's rubber, he can't like taste the poison in those assassination attempts against you? That was exactly where my mind went.
Wait a minute. You're telling me the guy, Mr. Michelin? Michelin is down?
Yep.
Oh my god. What is Costco gonna do with their tires?
Does Costco only buy Michelin tires?
At least the Costco near me does, yeah.
I've never looked at the tire section, so I have no idea.
My family used to buy them from there, and then one day they popped, and Costco was like, "No, you gotta buy new ones." Literally, we just bought them from like a month ago. Yeah, it's right out of warranty. You gotta buy new ones. So we went to a local company that has lifetime warranties.
But yeah, Xander. So Pizza Hut set the standard. Was that it?
So they kind of set the standard. So that was kind of the end of my thing. Is basically, if you want to search for stuff in my area to deliver, I support you to it. Go ahead. To my understanding, Grubhub and DoorDash do not exist in my area. And to my understanding, the only 2 places that deliver are 2 pizza places, one local that's not very good, I wouldn't recommend, and a Pizza Hut. If you find anything outside of that, I'd love to talk about it.
Do you have a McDonald's within a 10-mile radius?
Yes, there's a McDonald's downtown.
Fantastic. Bet your ass could DoorDash it.
DoorDash isn't in my area. There is no DoorDash, there's no Grubhub. That's what I'm telling you. Like, you type in...
If you have people willing to drive to get money, it exists in your area.
Well...
I don't know. Again, we had this conversation for 3 hours earlier. Your place is weird.
It is. I keep trying to tell you guys, but it takes real convincing until people realize, oh, he's not wrong. It's like a second world country. It's
weird.
The rest of the United States is you think oh, it's bad, or oh, it's good, or whatever. But then when you actually hear someone out on their current location, you wouldn't believe it. But yeah, no,
makes no sense to me the way you are, and it's crazy to me.
DoorDash fucking pays $20 an hour, dude.
Yeah, it's good. It's been tempting to make me go out and do it, except for I drive a gas guzzler, and I refuse to.
If you could make $20 an hour in this area, it would be insane.
Well, I bet you someone out there DoorDashes in the area and is making Baku Books. Baku Books, yep. We're keeping with it.
I mean, if there's probably only one guy doing it, and he's probably the richest person in my town.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, I'm not kidding.
I'm just picturing a man in a Lamborghini going around delivering.
No, you couldn't drive a Lamborghini here. No, the roads, the hills, it's too bad.
People would literally drop dead at the site.
Oh my god. That reminds me of when I learned that which is it India? At the time, Top Gear did an episode where they were filming and they literally had police cars that were Lamborghini. Like every single one of their police cars. I think it was in
Dubai?
Dubai, yeah. That was just nuts. That was crazy to see that. Oh man, that was good. Richest person. So what about you, Xander? Let's bring the topic a little bit back around to what we were talking about earlier. I know you don't watch anime, so I'm not gonna ask you the anime question. But what have you been playing video game wise? What have you been watching TV wise? What's new? What's cool?
Well,
What's hip with the
video
kids?
game wise, recently we were involved in Multiverses upon its release. That was great. It was a good time. However, it didn't take long before I realized I'm just not for platform fighters. I mean, I really like Harley Quinn and like the DC characters. Multiverse is a great game. You guys should try it free to play on Steam. Shout out to them. They do a great job. I know a couple of their guys that are running the esports events. They're great guys. They're trying their asses off. Respect to them. Yeah, I'm just not big on platform fighters, but still great game. And then that kind of, got back into Valorant. I've always loved Valorant. It's a great game. I'm also a fan of Counter-Strike. They're both great games. Both have their pros and cons and pros and cons. Then after that, we got into Omega Strikers, if you remember Clone. We got pretty heavy into this. I'm really enjoying Omega Strikers. This is a relatively new genre in gaming. There's another game very similar, I believe, Mario Strikers or something like that is the name. And yeah, they're both similar-ish games in terms of what the genre is. It's kind of like air hockey with guns. Is kind of the best way we've come to describe it. Definitely another free-to-play game on Steam. Check it out. So I was really addicted to Omega Strikers. That was great. We just had a new character on 20th. There's another new character coming out soon. I'm behind on things because of Gotham. And yeah, after Omega Strikers, with the release of Gotham a few days ago, we have gotten into that, and that has been a joyous experience on all sides. While heavy to run performance-wise, I mean, there are so many things that, we thought we would have in Cyberpunk that ended up being in Gotham Knights. Visually, on its lowest settings, it is still a gorgeous game, and at its highest settings, it is absolutely a new standard to be set for single-player open worlds and future game developers trying to achieve those levels of graphics. But to that same thing, how about you, Clone? I know this is you stepping into Gotham Knights. You're stepping into the DC world a little bit more and starting to understand more, and I know you were asking questions, and this was one of your first real enticing experiences of being involved in a storyline since you didn't read the comics and you've never really watched movies and the TV shows religiously. So how was it for you? How's the storyline? What do you think of DC? What's up?
I mean, DC has always been one of my between DC and Marvel, right? I've always preferred DC personally, just because it's grittier, and I really like Batman. And so I've watched all of the Batman movies. I don't know what you're on about. I've watched Joker. I keep up with that. I've watched not the old Suicide Squad, but the new Suicide Squad.
Have you seen Batman: The Long Halloween or
No.
the Batman: The Phantom Menace?
No. You mean Star Wars: The Phantom Menace?
You've seen the live action Batman.
I've seen the live action. No, I don't mean the cartoon ones. No, yes.
Oh, I would definitely recommend checking out the cartoon ones on like the Phantom Menace and.
Again, you see a Phantom Menace. It's not a Batman movie.
It is a Batman movie.
I need to call up George then. George really needs to sue Batman.
Let me double check. What is it actually? Sorry, Mask of the Phantasm is what it's called.
Jesus
Wow, that was super close, dude.
Man, that was so close to Phantom
anyway.
Menace. Ooh-wee.
But yeah, so Mask of Phantasm, The Long Halloween, and The Killing Joke are all movies I would recommend out of the Batman series. Great movies. And yeah, but I know, if you've only seen the live action, you're only getting Bruce Wayne. You're only getting Batman. You're getting GCPD and Jim Gordon. You're getting the Joker and you're getting these high enders. But we dove into a lot of the smaller background types of characters. We dove into, the Gotham Knights, the Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, Jason Todd as Red Hood, Dick Grayson as Nightwing, and Tim Drake as Robin. How did you like those characters, and I
really like the I think what you called it the other day, the New 52.
Yes,
at least in terms of the Batman universe, the non-mainstream heroes. I think that was a really interesting way. I think Gotham Knights really portrayed each character well. You had Barbara Batgirl, showing that she's a little lost without her father and trying to step up into this role now that her other father figure, because what's real, Bruce was a father figure to her, is gone now. And so you get the little dynamic of, kind of this lost and wondering and kind of naive child realizing that the world isn't as good as, previously thought. And then it's you have the juxtaposition. Wow, I can't speak. The juxtaposition of Jason Todd or Todd Jason, also known as Red Hood, where you have this man who's been killed and brought back to life, and you have this character that's just cynical of the world, right? He's seen its worst, he's seen its best.
Right. I mean, he died. So
exactly. I mean, he's
jumped
straight
kinda
up
cynical
fucking
after
dead. Then of course you have Dick Grayson. You know, I mean, it's just Robin. I mean, it's just Robin who got pissed off at Batman and then went off and thinking he could do his own thing better. And then he came back crying back to Mama. Then you have Fuckboy, which I know nothing about Fuckboy. So, besides he's Fuckboy.
Right, you haven't explored Robin's cutscenes yet?
Oh, Tim Drake? Yeah, I've watched a couple of them, and it seems like a pussy.
Yeah,
not really
I
a
mean,
pussy,
that's kind of
but
the thing.
what's
He's
the word I'm looking
he is
for?
a true-bred Boy Scout Robin.
Yeah, Boy Scout. That's the word I'm looking for.
There you go.
You know, hand in hand with pussy, really. You know.
You were also introduced into, Ra's al Ghul and Talia
Okay,
al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul. Listen here. I played Batman. Was it Beyond? Was that the first Batman game? What was the first major Batman game? Where
First Batman game I remember was Batman Adventures for Sega Genesis.
Okay, first modern day Batman game on it was on the Xbox 360. The first starting, I think.
Son of Zoo. Batman Son of Zoo.
No, I think it's Batman Beyond. I'm almost positive it was.
Maybe.
Batman Beyond game. No, not that one. Batman game with Looking Glass. Was it Batman Arkham? No, that's Through the Looking Glass. That's not. I can't remember what fucking game. All right, I was a kid. I don't remember what it was. All it was is you start off the game.
Batman Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum, or
all I know is
Origins?
It was the first game I played. It may have been Origins, and the first thing that you do is you have training with Ra's al Ghul. And you go around and you're in the snow-capped, hills of whatever fucking snowy mountain. I think it was the Himalayas. Can't remember because it's been over a decade at this point. All I know is out of the entire game, the only thing I remember is walking up to something and it asking for a password, and the password was Looking Glass. That's all I remember. Because it was the stupidest fucking password I've ever heard.
I don't personally remember Ra's al Ghul from the games and stuff, but I mean, you understand the history, right? Ra's al Ghul is basically, Ra's al Ghul trained Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne became Batman. Then Ra's al Ghul tested him and found out that he was vastly superior, so he wanted him to be the heir. I mean, we're really short-circuiting everything, but and then Talia al Ghul, they were in love and stuff like that. What are your opinions on the Ra's al Ghul and Talia stuff?
What do you mean? What are my opinions on it? I mean,
like the characters and the
just the
the League of Shadows and that stuff.
It's a villain.
It's a villain. Okay. I guess do you plan to continue looking into DC and watching more TV shows, animes, stuff like that?
I mean, I probably will. Yeah. I won't read the comic books. I'm not a comic guy.
Hasn't even watched the Harley Quinn show, bro?
Do you know how hard it is to find? I don't have HBO or any of this shit. Okay, I'm broke. I'm broker than Brokeback Mountain.
You have Zander who can teach you how to torrent.
True, but we don't say that on podcast.
Teach you how to acquire things super legally.
There you go.
That's better. Yeah.
When your credit card is expired.
But yeah, you can if you have I think if you have HBO or you don't have HBO.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
We can get into this later, but
yeah. If you ever get a chance to get HBO, there's a lot of cartoon movies of the old Batman, new Batman. I mean, the Long Halloween was last year. Both those movies were made, I think, and they're wonderful. Yeah. It's good to see you coming into DC. It's good to have a friend.
No, I plan on exploring it more because, like I said, Marvel's kind of stale. I mean, it's one of those things, right? Like Marvel, right? At the end of the day, you almost always get the heroes are going to win, and DC, it's a good chance that the heroes are going to die.
No, I agree. The only part of Marvel I really truly enjoy out of Marvel is its X-Men. That's about it.
X-Men was nice, yeah, and Deadpool. Deadpool's pretty funny. Deadpool's a nice comedy.
Yeah, we put X-Men in with the Deadpool because he's always flirting with Wolverine.
True. Can't wait for the next movie. Let's see. Moving on to something that I kind of want to talk to today. I'm not so sure what you guys thought on it. Like again, bring it back to the
food stuff.
Oh, we can talk about food stuff. Yeah, I mean, I just finished a glass of scotch. I know you had brought that up at the
beginning, and I had kind of overwrit you. If you want to get into that.
No, I was just drinking some scotch. I wasn't sure what everybody else was drinking. No, I was gonna go somewhere else with this, but that's fine.
I'm
Drinking, eating.
water. I'm drinking water right now.
Oh, that's currently what I'm drinking as well. Yeah.
I had some water. Yeah, it's gone. So I've got a big old glass of air.
Wow.
Wonderful.
You know,
Wow, we're really creative people here on this. What are we calling ourselves again? Mulligan
Opinions.
Opinions? Yeah.
yeah.
Man, super creative around these parts.
Super creative.
No, what I was going to switch over topics to. I'm kind of getting...
I need a bear back.
Well, never mind then. I
Okay.
guess I can continue, but okay. What I was going to talk about and kind of mention was, like I kind of talked about briefly before, is it's spooky month. It's the month of October. It's where, children go out and get diabetes. And the adults stay at home and watch scary movies and piss their pants.
Yeah. How are the horror games going? Are you looking to pick up any horror games? Is there an update coming for Phasmo or Exiles, or what's going on with the horror games?
I don't know if there's any more I'm going to pick up. There might be a couple more, but we'll have to see what the friend group wants to do. For me personally, though, I mean, Phasmophobia had an update right before Spooky Month. And then they just had their Halloween update, I think, once October rolled around. They added in 2 new maps? 3 more. 3 technically. Technically 3. 2 of them are restricted versions, also no smaller version to the bigger maps, and then 1 new, pretty much Asylum rework. And then they made it so you can have custom difficulties. They added a couple of ghosts. It's a fun game.
What about Back 4 Blood? How's that doing these days? I know it was really rough on its launch.
Nothing much has changed. I mean, the card game is nice. They had a Halloween update. All it is cosmetics and stuff, so that's kind of cool. I don't know. It's just a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead, right? So, not much there. It's just nice. I enjoy it. It's fun. It's one of those games where I think it's nice to visit once or twice a month. Play it a couple of days with friends and just exist and do things. It's like it brings me back to the days of Left 4 Dead. You can either take it super seriously, you can take it super casually. It's just Left 4 Dead makes card building game. And so that's what you have. Besides that, spooky games. I think I recently played something called Boo Men, which is about robbers breaking into houses with ghosts in them. That was kind of an interesting concept. I will watch its career with great interest. At the moment, it's fun.
I saw that the ghosts look like they're from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, kind of. Sorry, I'm a little sick, but it's actually a really fun game. It's a neat concept, and I can't wait to see more of it. It's kind of, complete opposite of Phasmophobia, where you're trying to figure out the ghost or anything like that, or like Ghost Hunter or Ghost Exorcism Core, I think is what they call it now, where you figure out the ghost, then exorcise it, but the game runs like trash. It's still a fun game, but it's a little rough around the edges. And the developer doesn't update it much. But Boo Man, you don't worry about the ghost at all. You kind of just go and you rob, and you have to kind of just stay away from the ghost. And each ghost has, like, for example, one of the ghosts is, just don't use a flashlight or your glow stick. One of the ghosts is, you just don't get seen. One of the ghosts is, just don't get hurt.
One of them stay in the light.
Yeah, exactly. Things like that. And then one of them I haven't played against yet. So no clue about that one. So it's kind of nice, right? Another one of my, to be honest with you, one of my favorite horror games is Devour, just because it's a neat concept, which it's such a simple concept, and I'm shocked no one's really done it before it. Where you go around collecting things around the map and doing the objective while something hunts you.
Man?
Huh?
Slender?
Okay.
That's kind of like...
Yeah, I guess it is kind of like Slender. It's like multiplayer Slender. You're right, yeah.
Right, that is a like Thief Simulator. The Thief Ghost one, which Boomin, I guess that's what you're talking about. Yeah, that was a really good one, a really cool concept. I would like to see because Phasmophobia and Ghost Hunters and all those, they're really basic at their core. I would love somebody to take those and take it like a step farther. Maybe like a AAA company kind of does one but keep it in like the Phasmo general Ghost Hunters, like it's its own little thing of doing like, when and like everybody gets out of the truck or something, someone like walks towards the door, have like a cutscene, like this is the house, and like, name the house or something, and like a AAA level development on one of those games would be really, really awesome to see.
Would be. I had great hopes for crap. I think it's stuff. Midnight Ghost Hunt. That game was so much fun. And I really wish it had a bigger player base and all that. Hated to see that one kind of die off. Because it had like, it was just prop hunt. But it had like the backing of AAA. I mean, it felt good, you know?
I think grabbing things around the house as a thief or something, that's a really good idea. But yeah, doing something like that with objectives. Even if you do hunt the ghost, maybe make an alternative objective. Like maybe the house owner wanted you to grab this picture frame or something at the house, or combining these things together. I would like to see them all combined. Have objectives that you have things you have to grab around the house, so there's reasons to search everything, and have a ghost that you can expel. That's my favorite part of watching Ghost Hunter Exiles. And then when I played it through remote play on Steam, I even enjoyed the shit out of it. Expelling the ghost, fighting the ghost is so much fun.
No, I think that's a unique way. I just wish the developer was a little more active. I'm not sure if it's a singular person or if it's a group or what. Or considering it kind of feels like a cash grab, considering they haven't updated in over a year now.
Really? Damn.
Yeah. It's just a little rough. One thing I really had high hopes over was In Silence. That one reminded me of like, I can't remember which game it was from back in the day they used to play, but it was a nice like. It reminded me of like, it was almost like a single player game, but you had your friends and you had these monsters around the map and you had the map make sound, and it kind of reminded me of like multiplayer Amnesia, which was really, really cool, except for it was broken as hell. And that developer is not active at all. And that's the problem with a lot of these spooky games. Somebody comes up with a concept of it, builds a beta for it, or really an alpha, gets their, charges $5, whatever. A lot of us people who think $5 is nothing, buy it, and the guy comes out with a bunch of cash and never works on it again. I had really high hopes for In Silence, and I really did want to like it a lot.
What was the name of the other game that was kind of like In Silence that we played, Clone?
That's really, really helpful.
IGP's played it.
Did we
Kayla
play
couldn't
it?
originally play it because her GPU would run at like 10 frames.
Isn't that In Silence?
No, because it says I don't own it. I don't own In Silence.
Sign of Silence, that's what I mean. I've been thinking about Sign of Silence, not In Silence. What is In Silence? What am I talking about?
In Silence is another multiplayer horror game, dude.
What the hell?
That's what it's fucking called. Sign of Silence. Jesus Christ. I'd find it on
Silence?
Steam.
Oh, this game. Oh, I've always wanted to play In Silence. Oh, In Silence is a great game. I think it's funny as shit. I mean, it kind of reminds me of like Bigfoot. I've never played it. I've watched a lot of Let's Plays of it. I've really been wanting to play it. I think it would be a great game for our friend group to play, personally. But no, I meant Sign of Silence. That's the one I'm thinking of. That's the one I'm thinking of, Alex.
Jesus Christ. I was so confused, dude.
A good point, though. Well, I'm going to pitch that to the group now to play. No, Sign of Silence is one that I had hopes for. I had hopes and dreams, and they got smashed. Unlike me.
Dude, speaking of games we're hype about.
Yeah.
2023 is going to be the year of gaming, Xander.
Is it?
We are never going to have to look for another game after next year because that's when motherfucking Pal World comes out.
Pal World?
Pal World. Listen, I don't know how interested I am in Pal World, okay?
Dude, I am so ready for Pal World.
Listen, I would like to refer you back to Pokemon Steam Simulator thing, that MMO that you never beat, that you stopped playing, that I was
Temtem?
Dude, I enjoyed watching you play Temtem, but you just stopped. You hit me cold turkey with it. And it was
They added a battle pass.
Oh my god, dude!
Did they really?
Was like a real.
Yes,
that
they
was
added
a
a
real
battle
season
pass.
game, honestly.
I can't believe you're not excited for Pal World though. And you know what else is supposed to come out next year, Xander?
What?
The open world update for Craftopia.
That'll be
really.
hot.
Yeah, well, it's like Seamless World or something like that for Craftopia, but yeah, that's supposed to come out.
On a side note to Craftopia, Valheim. I just recently had a discussion with somebody. Valheim is actually only made by like a very, very small.
It's a small developer team, yeah.
It's like 2 guys, like 2-3 guys, like real small. And yeah, we couldn't come up with an answer on why there still isn't any major progress done. That's, Valheim, when it came out, we all loved it. It was a great game for all of us.
We put 80 hours in it. I mean, it was a great
Yeah.
game.
But it definitely fell off the board really hard. I would have loved to have seen them continue. Like, I mean, not to say they haven't done updates. They have. They're still doing updates, but I
There
would
just
love
haven't
to have
been
seen
any
more
title
expansion.
updates.
Right, expansion to the story or the world or anything. New biomes, anything.
I mean, that's the biggest issue, right? Is
Right.
people, we can only have the same content for so long. It's been what, 2 years now? I want to say, maybe a year and a half.
Isn't it funny that when games like those, not enough content, we struggle with. But then we go play games like Counter-Strike and Valorant, and we're like, no, we're fine with the same content.
I struggle with those games. I mean, that's why I've kind of dropped off of Siege and stuff. It's just those games I can play fun because it's an FPS, and that's my bread and butter, right? I mean, I grew up with FPS. It's like some people get nostalgia over playing, platform games, 2D scrollers where they go do 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 do, and they jump over barrels. I get excited and nostalgic over, I guess this is going to sound pretty bad out of context, shooting people in video games.
Nothing excites me more than a dumb turn-based RPG. I don't know what it is about old school Final Fantasy turn-based RPGs, but that's what got me into Neptunia. That's what got me into Dragon Quest, which I guess was a little bit open, but not really. Anything that's just turn-based is like, it just hits home with me.
What hit home
So
with
that's
you,
how I feel
Alex,
about
while we're on this topic? What's got you nostalgic about, video games?
Dude, if they made a Kirby's Air Ride 2
Oh
for
my
the Switch, you wouldn't see me for months.
I've never
What if
got
they
to
made
play.
what if they
Kirby
made
Air
somebody
Ride.
made like an independent game that was basically Kirby Air Ride on PC?
It wouldn't be the same.
Wouldn't be the same.
I feel
Has
that.
to be Kirby.
Yeah,
Gotta be Kirby.
I definitely get that feeling. There's a lot of games like that where I'm like, it's got to be this.
That and like, can I also get that like Paper Mario 1,000-Year Door?
Oh my god, when the new Paper Mario came out, remember when you didn't see me for months?
Yeah. The new one was okay, but 1,000-Year Door is still best.
It's still the best, yeah. God, that was such a good game. I don't know, yeah. I don't know, Nintendo was very nostalgic for me because it was the first, not first game console, but it was the first game console that I had at my dad's house and stuff like that. So it was the first time that my dad was really allowing of such things like that.
Also nostalgic. Did either of you play Twisted Metal?
No.
What?
No.
Xander?
What?
Did you play Twisted Metal?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was the shit, dude.
Anybody who played the clown ice cream van was go away.
Yeah,
Go away.
honestly disgusting. For whatever reason, as a kid, my favorite map was the one with the Eiffel Tower on it.
Oh, so you like France?
It was either a Vegas map or Paris. I don't remember. I just
Oh
remember
my
the
God.
Eiffel Tower.
You know what's really nostalgic for me is Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six. What is it called? Is it just Vegas 2? I can't remember what it is called. Why am I blanking at its name now?
It was my childhood. I can't help you here.
Yeah, I'm gonna smack you cross-side the head. I want to say it's Rainbow Six Vegas 2. I know that's a shorthand of it. At least I think it's a shorthand. Might be the longhand. But it was, it's that tactical game where you play as a SWAT player. It was the first time I had played something like that, like SWAT 4. I know Xander's played before, but in a multiplayer setting and stuff like that. And that was really I played that for a long time. On the Xbox 360, I think it was. I'm gonna say it was Xbox 360. That's where I want to get into Ready or Not or something. I think it would be fun to play with up to 3 other people. Problem is I can't really justify the $40 cost because I don't think there's enough content in the game yet.
That's the thing with alphas, though, or betas.
That is, yeah. You pay $10 less to get a full, a kind of half-assed game.
You
little
pay
ahead of
for
time.
2 hours of content and then you ignore it for fucking months, and you're like, oh shit, they've updated this game 48 times since the last time I played.
Mm-hmm. Which game? Oh, I was gonna mention nostalgia things. I think the last time we all had too much fun with a video game, the 3 of us together, was Maple Story 2.
Don't even talk to me right now.
Whenever I talk about nostalgic, right, I cannot remember how good we had it when Maple Story 2 came out, and we didn't realize we had it that good.
I know, I should have had a full-time job then so I could fully fund Nexon servers.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god, man. Or should
We
we
will fully
dedicate more
fund
time?
one server. I promise.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted that game to stay. I mean, we could play the the original Maple Story because that's still around, but it's
Also,
just
I
not the
want
same.
VIP access on my login.
VIP access on my login.
There's that community version of it that's still happening. They're still
Is it
working
still?
on updating it.
Okay.
Yeah. But like, you're only gonna be able to play single player.
Yeah, it's not gonna be the same. Yeah. Man, that was like the last game that really like you want to talk about Neuron activated. That was the last game that really made me go, ooh, funny man moving on screen.
That was the last game that did that.
Not really, but it was the last like game where it's like, man, I could have sunk some major hours into this.
I mean, I think we already did. It was only out for like 2 months.
We put 150 hours in it or something.
I have to sort my library. Did we only play it on Steam?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 166 hours.
Yeah, it wasn't that much. It was out for like maybe 6 months or something. It wasn't around too long. Very sad to see it go. It was a good game. It was to be honest with you, it was the first game even before before Destiny. I didn't really put too much money into like these type of games. Considering it's just cosmetics, why would I buy them? Where I like buy a currency and go to the shop and buy something. It was the first game I ever did that in, really.
Bro.
So
I didn't even know this was a thing. They do have a fully functional private server right now for Maple Story 2. It's called Maple Stars 2.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
Are you about to get on that?
No.
It's never going to be the same. You mean like officially Nexon does, or you mean like the community thing?
I mean...
Great
what?
talk.
What? Sorry?
I was talking to Alex. Was it, just the actual like Maple Story 2, or is it the community version of it? Was he talking about?
Community version.
Okay.
Nice 480p stream, bro.
What?
Jesus, I gotta refresh.
What do you mean by 480p? Are you telling me my fucking stream's scuffed?
And I had to refresh my page. Don't talk to me.
Jesus
It was
Christ.
very blurry for a second.
Do not talk to me or my son again. Yeah. No, let's see here. But what I was originally going to talk about when I was trying to transition to things was it's spooky month. Let me say it again for like the 16th time. What are you guys' thoughts about one? Let's just be broad, right? Let's say the holiday of Halloween, right? What are your thoughts about, children going out, trick-or-treating, where did that tradition come from? I mean, what did you guys' thoughts? Did you enjoy trick-or-treating when you were kids, growing up, and all that? Any good memories?
No, I live in Michigan. It's always cold.
Okay, it was cold over here. You ever just try wearing a fucking thin cloth as a costume? Excuse me?
I can't speak for Gazorp, but around here, trick-or-treating on Halloween is kind of like walking around in boots with snow up to your shoulders because you're a kid. And you trek past people's sidewalks of snow and you ring their doorbell for 2 seconds to be like, trick or treat. Then they give you some candy. That said, sure, I had some great memories and I enjoyed my time trick-or-treating. I hope there are kids trick-or-treating today, and I usually yell at most of my friends to take their kids trick-or-treating, pandemic or no pandemic. I mean, put on a fancy outfit and go out. It's fun for the kid. It's memories you'll have for life.
You know what I think about trick-or-treating now?
What? Get the hell off my porch?
No, that it was bullshit back in the day. Where are all these people trying to give children drugs? I will put a costume on right now.
Oh, yeah, tell me about it, yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good one. I do like that. Oh, be wary, they're putting drugs in Snickers. Me, no fucking Snicker ever had cocaine in it. What is wrong with you?
No, you're in one rich neighborhood if they're putting, you got to question if your powdered cookies are cocaine or actual powdered sugar.
Oh my god, yeah. That's a true one. That is a true one, yeah. Around here, I enjoyed trick-or-treating. It was mostly raining, 90% of the time, because unlike you two folks, I live on the West Coast, and the West Coast, it rains, and it doesn't really snow unless you go to Washington. but are also known as a little environmental thing. And also, urban heat index stops them from snowing too much, or rather, stops the snow from sticking too much. So, but whatever.
Snicking is my new favorite word.
But around here, right, literally trick-or-treating was so much fun until, but I didn't live in a rich neighborhood, so a lot of the trick-or-treating was like, the small fun size stuff. You didn't get the greatest candies. You go like, you trek, and I'd say trek, like you walk 10 miles, right? Man, you get to some good places. They're giving out king-size candy bars every single house. So you were stacked. You got home after trick-or-treating. Oh boy, did you have like candy for the next month and a half.
I would like to say that king size that's not always the best. King size bars not always the best.
I'm gonna agree they don't taste good, but when you're a kid, right, you're looking for sugar. It's like a drug. You're looking for that next hit.
Like the fun size singular square versus the king size, Mr. Good Bar, way better tinier.
I'll be right back.
Wait, you're telling me. I'll agree with you here. I'll agree. Like I said, as an adult, I much prefer like the normal size Good Bar over the king size Good Bar. As a kid, you cared about these things.
Dude, yeah, the fucking small ones taste better.
You cared about these things as a kid.
Yeah.
You're telling me you weren't out there to just get sugar? Just like mash it up, snort it through a pixie stick?
Specifically about Mr. Good Bars. Because they tasted way better small.
I didn't have a Mr. Good Bar until I was an adult. They didn't. We know no one over here gave them out. We had Snickers and Reese's. Reese's were the shit. Which is why I went over to Good Bars. Because I'm like, oh, peanut butter and chocolate. Why not? I mean, it's a lateral movement, right?
No, it's not peanut butter. It's peanuts, bro.
Okay, you get my fucking
butter
point.
form.
You get my fucking point. I said lateral movement. You're getting up to the good shit. You're getting into the big leagues. You're getting away from Reese's and going into Mr. Good Bars.
Yeah.
It was good. And then, of course, after trick-or-treating age, I don't know about you, I did nothing for Halloween. I sat at home and bought a bag of Halloween candy and ate it.
After Halloween, yeah, I just chilled.
Yeah. No, after you trick-or-treat until you're like, what, 10, 11?
Oh, I don't fucking remember. Like 14.
In your teenage age, your teenage years, you don't trick-or-treat, so what do you do after you're on Halloween? I just ate candy. I didn't go to parties. I bet you Xander's saying he's going to go to parties when he gets back, but...
I think my friend went airsoft one year.
See, that's a good way to use Halloween. Yeah, and no one else is going out to fucking airsoft on Halloween. You kidding me?
Other people do. Because you can, like, dress up as shit without being judged.
Oh, that's cool. And that's a good way. Yeah, there you go. No, for me, after trick-or-treating age, Halloween, I didn't really do much. I may have went over to a friend's house, and this may come as a shock to all of you. I played video games.
Who would have guessed?
Shocking, am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. It's almost like, Yeah, I didn't do much for Halloween after I stopped trick-or-treating.
Speaking of candies that taste better in a different format.
Oh, God.
From earlier, because ADD.
Yeah?
Another good one is, if you can get the wide, what are they called?
What are them called?
The red ropes. They're like red vines, but the other brand.
You mean like You mean Twizzlers?
Twizzlers, yeah. The regular Twizzler or the wide one? The wide one, in my opinion, better.
Twizzlers just taste like plastic to me, so I always get red vines.
No. Dude, the wide Twizzler tastes better than the small one.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh, I'll have to try it. No, the only like I've tried different formats of, I guess, what is that called? Licorice? Yeah, red licorice.
Yeah.
I guess. Red Vine's black licorice. Oh my god, a fucking
disgusting. First off,
delicious. I don't know what you're on about. That is like pure bliss. The normal Red Vines really, really good. Twizzlers taste like plastic, and you can't even use them as straws. You ever drink a Dr Pepper through a Twizzler?
No, I've never. That's like
you ever drink Dr Pepper through a Red Vine? Oh god, it's out of this world. You tell me you've never gone to a movie theater and drank your soda with a Red Vine?
What in the diabetic fuck did I just hear, dude?
Listen here, I'm not diabetic yet. I don't plan to be, but I was a pretty fat kid. I did some fat kid stuff. Let me tell you, I still got my inner fat kid. in my
Did you
outer
fucking
fat
buy
coat.
the candy straws from like 7-Eleven whenever you went?
No, I bought the fucking red vines because they're the same thing. You bite
What,
both
because
ends
you get
off.
more? You get more straws that way?
Well, because I had a legitimately. What you did was you drink soda out of the red vine, right? Then you ate the red vine, and the red vine tasted like cherry Coke before cherry Coke was the thing.
You can no longer convince me at this fucking point that your family has ever owned regular straws. That thought's ruined. You've only ever had red vines in your house.
As I'm looking at a metal straw in my trunk
that's
over there.
that's a silver red vine. Dude.
Silver red vine.
It's a different flavor.
Yeah, different flavor. What is it? Fucking. I don't even know. I can't think of a fruit that's silver. What is a food that is silver? Forget about
A silver red vine.
A silver red vine, yeah.
Lychee.
Yep.
Is
Lychee?
the only way I can swing a silver red vine. Yeah.
I would have just said fancy man's red vine. Just call it silver vine.
What would the flavor of it be?
Silver.
Metal. That's
Silver.
disgusting.
It was just silver.
Oh,
You know that. Speaking of eating metal, right? You ever just the edible gold you can eat, right?
yeah.
What the fuck is the point of it? Like, legitimately, what is the point of this stuff? I don't understand it. It's just, you're eating gold. Why would you eat gold?
Decoration.
Yeah, but it's gold.
They aren't buying a block of edible gold and fucking eating it. What do you... It just it's a garnish. Or it goes on, like, pastries, bro.
I understand that, but, like, why? What is it? What... Because I'm not talking about, like, the fake gold. I'm talking about, like, the real gold that's edible.
I didn't know there was a difference between the fake edible gold and the real edible gold.
I mean, like the gold that's like not expensive
You're
gold.
doing the worst
but-
fucking job at explaining your thought process right now.
Like there's the gold that's like not real gold, right? And you can eat that gold, and it's in my opinion the fake edible gold. Then there's like the gold
So,
that is like
fool's edible gold. Got it. Okay.
fool's edible gold. And the only thing I can think about when I hear fool's edible gold is, did you guys ever, in Christmas, I know it's not Halloween related, but in Christmas, did you ever get coal in your stocking where it was the coal candies?
No.
No? Oh, those were just funny as shit.
You can't convince me now that your parents didn't give you actual coal and you ate it.
And it tasted like chocolate? Excuse me?
We had like the edible coins.
Mm-hmm. I didn't get those on Christmas,
Coal though?
No, yeah, coal. Yeah.
No.
Do I need to
Did
look it
ever
up for
get
you?
The chocolate orange.
Oh, of course. Are you kidding me? Every year, even to this year, I'll get chocolate
Same.
oranges. Legitimately,
Yeah.
I'll get chocolate oranges, and my dad is a cheeky motherfucker, and he'll give me real oranges. You know how many times I've woken up to Christmas and see chocolate out of the Gazorp, and at the very end of the stocking is an apple and orange.
Nice.
Every single year. And I look at him and like, do you want me to eat this? It's like, no, I was just going to put it back. I was just sitting here like, then why'd you give it to me?
Take a bite out of it next time. Right away. If the orange is first, it really sucks, but you don't have the chance to peel it. You just have to bite through.
This is what I do with lemons. Yeah.
You eat your lemons like that?
Yeah. I want to eat them as a snack. If I'm putting it in something, I
you
don't.
eat lemons whole?
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah. It's not gross at all. Listen here, right? When I was
How
growing up,
does your mouth even let you get through the rinds?
when I was a kid, right? When I was growing up, and I was first introduced to anime, right? Because we only had Netflix at the time. There's a little known anime, right, made by Studio Trigger called Kill la Kill. In the first opening scene, the main character eats a lemon like that, like an apple. My brother looked at me immediately and said, "I dare you to do that." Me, bet. I went downstairs, grabbed a lemon, washed it off, came upstairs, ate it like an apple, and realized, man, I like that. That was good.
What the fuck did I just hear?
So ever since then, when a lemon is a snack, I'll just eat it like an apple.
Child, you went, oh, I see they do this in cartoon. I must consume.
Well, my brother dared me. Listen here, I'm not gonna lose to my brother. You kidding me? He's fucking Luigi. I'm Mario. I can't let the side protagonist of my life get the better of me.
Good.
I bet you've done shit like that.
No, the only thing I've eaten like an apple that wasn't an apple has been an onion because I lost a bet.
Lost a bet?
Yeah.
You took you a lost a bet to eat an onion like that. You kidding me? I did that before I ate the lemon.
Jesus.
Jeez Louise. I mean, don't even lick tires.
No, never had them. My car bald. Rims on the road all the time.
I said lick tires?
Oh, I said like.
No, not like, lick. You told me you've never licked a tire?
No.
No, none of you have. Really?
No.
You've never been curious
Also-
about how rubber tastes?
No.
Yeah, y'all are weird.
Speaking of, I don't remember how this fucking popped in my head. But apparently Heelys are coming back. My 16-year-old
What?
intern has informed me that Heelys are making a comeback.
Wait, like, are they making new? Because I know they never stop
They
production.
still, yeah, but they're cheap too now. They're $60.
They haven't changed price thing because $60 was pretty much what they cost beforehand, but that was expensive for the time. You have to remember that $60
Yeah,
used
true.
to be a lot of money.
True.
$60 used to be 60 chickens.
Chicken McChickens.
Yeah. It's the same
And
with
then-
chickens, but you know.
On the topic of Heelys, do you guys remember the other cool ass shoe where it had like
The
if you
light ups?
basically banged the heel against the ground, you would cause sparks?
I never saw those, and I bet you if we had them around here, they were immediately confiscated because our schools, that's the word I'm looking for. Let's say we had some great delinquents. Let's say we were not allowed to have many things in there that were pointy. We're lucky to have pencils. And those were used illy, including by me. Hey, you tell me they had shoes that sparked? How did they spark? Did they have like a flint and steel in the back of them?
No idea. I was never allowed to have them because
Because they sparked?
obvious reasons. So you burn your damn house down with a kid with spark shoes, dude.
Like, how hard did you have to slam them? Like, slam them like you had to make sure you were trying to?
A child could do it because it
Oh
was
my
children's
God.
shoes.
Jesus Christ. Imagine just, like, using public transportation with those on. You'd be an asshole. That'd be the funniest shit in the world.
All children are assholes, you know?
That's
They,
true.
they all are. Every
Yeah.
child.
Yeah. That's a good point. That is a good point. That was an interesting conversation. Anyway, anything else you guys want to talk about? Because I can talk about stuff for a long time. We're at about an hour and 30 right now, though, as well.
Yeah.
We could
I have
also go
one
literally,
topic.
at any point. An hour 30 is a really good place to be, just so we're saying. But continue on, absolutely.
I have one topic, and I value Xander's opinion the most on this one, actually.
Oh, so I can just leave then.
No, I value yours, but Xander, I feel like it's going to be the crux here.
What?
This could potentially be a really bad take, but in my opinion, I think gacha gaming and the battle pass for gaming have been a way fucking huge of an improvement for the entire industry.
He needs to be burned at the cross.
And I have my reasoning, but that just
So,
did
okay,
just
so
soak it
here's
up.
my thing. So let's look at gacha gaming first. So here's what I will say to gacha gaming. In the beginning, when they started, they were a terrible thing. Terrible. Now they have mercy limits, is what I'm going to call them, and that's because that's what they're referred to in the community of Genshin, and that's the only community I've really delved into. Mercy limits, which to my knowledge are in a lot of gachas these days, are the saving grace that actually makes the game not only fair and valid for free-to-play players, but it makes the games, I think it is a good way to go about certain things. Battle passes. I think the way you do your battle pass can be very destructive or beneficial. If you do a battle pass like Omega Strikers or Valorant, where completing the battle pass rewards you with nice things like that show that, wow, he completed the battle pass.
I'll be right back, by the way.
For example, in Valorant, you would get a pistol or a custom pistol skin or a skin for your secondary weapon. In Omega Strikers, by completing the battle pass, you get skins for characters, and into games that are very forthright in giving to the free play players. I believe that's great. That's a great way to do it. And it does absolutely, I have to agree with you, it does meet that middle ground for the industry where free to play and low end buyers and people who aren't pitching money are able to stay in the game and have fun and obtain these accessories and things with the people who are paying money. Now the people who are paying money are obviously going to have vast amounts more, but a free to play player or a low end buyer will have more engagement and happiness with their, like, oh, look at my pistol skin or my frenzy skin, and or my Luna skin. Like I started, or like Dobu, I didn't start playing Dobu in Omega Strike until I got the skin. When I got the shorty skin from doing Fade's contract in Valorant, I started using the shorty a little bit, and as you well know, Gazorp, I'm not a fan of shotguns. So yeah, I do have to agree with you, they are good for the industry as long as they're done right. I definitely believe it's easy to destroy things and make them very bad. I mean, and you do step the toe into, by having a battle pass or whatever. You open that to gotchas, especially. You open that door to a store, which people are going, even if you have a store that has costumes in it that allow you to move 1% faster while on main roads. Like any dumb little thing that you can come up with, people will call pay to win, whether it is or isn't. And then, I mean, you actually could be a pay to win game. It's like, you buy this from the store for $10 and you get 10% more damage. Like, that's pay to win. But in that case, that's very bad. But I do have to agree with you. Something like Genshin being free to play, Valorant being free to play, Counter-Strike being free to play. A lot of these free to play games that are through gotchas or battle passes are enjoyed by the masses. And I mean, you're right, it has met a middle ground. It is good. I think that being said, like I said, it is a teeter-totter. It seems like a lot of companies are doing good. I think mercy limits, stuff like that, those are good. And I think developers are leaning the right way, but we still have the occasional 1 in every 10 games. I don't want to call anybody out because I was actually on this train. Diablo Immortals was called out pay to win. It was not pay to win on its release. You can call pay to win as much as you want. I was a free to play player for the first 2 weeks of that game, smashing people who had blown thousands of dollars. And it was just a matter of what you did and how you did things and keeping up with stuff. And you could buy your way. You could definitely buy your way into a few things and make a few things easier, but the way the game was designed is that, as far as I was aware, you can spend millions of dollars, and you had about the same amount of chance as a guy who ran the dungeon one time to get the thing. At the end of the day, getting those legendary gems and the things that mattered were so randomized. We've watched people blow thousands of dollars, get nothing, and we've watched free-to-play players get them very quickly on. So Diablo Immortal definitely suffered from a pay-to-win conspiracy, and I know it did get worse, and it actually became more pay-to-win from what I understand. However, I cannot confirm that. 1 in every 100 times that we see it screws up like Diablo Immortal. But you are right; it is a good middle ground, and it does good. That's my opinion.
Yeah, my take on it was going to be the fact that you get all of these because you've seen the success of a few, like how much money does fucking Genshin pull in consistently being a gotcha, and how every time a battle pass comes up for Valorant, how many people how many are sold. So people see the big numbers from like the good games, like I can do that too. But if all of them end up being shit, nobody had to actually waste a single purchase on that when they typically end up being free to play if you're going to do a battle pass style or a gotcha style. So I think it just kind of weeds out the shittier quality games, and then it leaves like with the shiny few that are actually really good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, where did this question come from? I guess is where I'm confused at. What gotchas are you currently invested in? What battle pass are you invested in? Where are you currently experiencing your personal enjoyments from these?
Nothing right now, actually.
Oh, okay.
I was just thinking about it the other day.
Gacha game though.
Oh yeah, but like this one isn't really a gotcha game.
That's true. It has really good. It has generous.
I mean, I do agree. We have needed a system for free to play games to work, and it does. And this has allowed AAA companies to make free-to-play games with battle passes or gacha or whatever, and we have had, you can say what you want about Valorant or Genshin Impact, even if you hate them or love them. You have to admit these are AAA level quality titles that are beautiful, free to play, open to everyone. You can jump in, have a good time, play the game. And you know, as a free to play player in either game, you can go as far as anyone who spends thousands of dollars. You might not have the things you want, but you will have the things you need to play the game at the highest level. So, yeah, I do, I have to agree with you. I want to be with Clone. I do. I want to burn you at the stake for saying it. I do. I mean, I remember when TF2 loot boxes were released. I went to kill everybody. I remember. I was there. I remember the only way to get weapons at TF2 was by doing achievements and unlocking milestones, which gave you a weapon, and they gave you them in a set order. And yeah. So I want to burn you at stake, but you're not wrong, especially as someone like me who plays free-to-play games so intensively. I love free-to-play games. I'm very not about buying games and stuff a lot of the time, as you guys know. It has definitely opened up the world. We've never seen this many free-to-play games. In the last 5-6 years, we've seen so many AAA free-to-play titles come out. Compared to a decade ago, they were scarce. There were still. Now I know what I'm talking about is Gazorp's heyday of being crowned king in the greatest moments of life. But back when we were getting a Korean MMO every week, that was just. Sure, they were free to play. Sure, they were fun. I mean, we were getting MMOs from around the world: Russia, Korea, China, Canada. Like there were MMOs
Canadian
from everywhere.
MMO.
There was a Canadian MMO, yeah, a small group of Canadians made MMOs. There's MMOs from everywhere, free to play, and we watched all of them die out. And I mean, the only ones that really survived were by strong-held companies. I mean, Gazorp is an advocate of Vindictus, and you could say what you want about it. It has stood the test of time, and somehow, by golly, I think there's a new character coming.
Oh, there's new characters like every month.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how they're doing it out here. I remember when there were, 3 characters at the start, or 2? It was 2. It was Fiona and Lawn. That's what we started out with. That was it. Fiona and Lawn. And
no wonder he likes the Pillar Man.
And then, what do you mean? There was no Pillar Man.
I know, but there is now. So starting out, if those are the 2 characters you had, I can understand why you like the Pillar Man.
Oh yeah, it was so bad when it was just Fiona and Lawns. It was so bad. And I'm sure Gazorp remembers the early days of 40-man bears with nothing but Fionas and Lawns, right?
I mean, fucking Vindictus' servers have been up for 12 years.
I actually want to go back to Vindictus, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And, I mean, that was... 12 years ago was an unheard of time for free MMOs to survive and prosper and to really take off. Here's my question to you, Gazorp. I've never spent a dime on Vindictus, and I don't know anybody who has, but I know people who have put in hundreds of hours. How do you think Vindictus is still around? Where are they getting their money? Have you spent money?
Well, it's Nexon, so the other Nexon games, but also you totally know people who spent money on this game. You know Pat, Omar Kang.
Yeah, I know all of them. All those guys,
yeah. Do you know how many they have way over my Vindictus hours, and these people they purchase.
Right. See, I mean, those are the people I don't understand. Those are the exact type of people I don't understand. People like them, like they'll play a game religiously for 2 days, then pitch a fork like dollar bills at it, play it for like a total, like grand total, they came out maybe 2 weeks to a month of playing the game, and then they drop it and they move on. Now they might come back to it, but it's like, how do you pitchfork money at something to that volume?
See, at least,
and I mean, I guess at the same time, if you have that money and you're enjoying it, you would want to enjoy every ounce of it that you could.
That's my biggest thing. For me, it's supporting the developers, right? It's especially if it's a free-to-play game, I'll feel more inclined to pay money because I didn't pay for it to begin with. But it's one of those things where, like, if it comes out with a good suit, that's only going to be around for, like, let's say, like, for example, for me, Black Desert Online, right? I played the game for, like, I don't know, maybe at most, I'm guessing 100 hours. I have no clue how much. I bought that Viking character because you know me, I'm a sucker for Vikings. Viking redhead. I mean,
No, I got you. So in Valorant's case, right? You bought the gold axe in Valorant, a limited time item. That the only way to get it now is maybe it comes up in your shop, and maybe you really, really want it. So it is your melee weapon in Valorant is very rare, as you know. Now you also remember the days of when it first came out, everyone had it, especially like especially like when the third or fourth pack came out after that, it was like everybody was going back to that gold axe. And I
Mhm.
remember that was the time you were playing, like everybody has a gold axe. The fuck, I shouldn't have bought this. So I do understand that. And you know, I do understand buying things. It's just, I guess, like I said, the volumes at which, because I know those guys. Those guys will pitch the level of money at a game in such a short span of time that most people don't pitch until they're in the course of years into a game, right?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. For me, I can understand it because, like, I mean, again, it goes back to supporting the developers.
Right. I guess it
and
goes back to,
supports
you know, your excess. If you have
Yeah,
the excess
exactly.
for that,
Why not? Some people gamble. Some people buy cosmetics in game.
Right. Absolutely. And to be fair, you know what you're getting. Like, you know, I have to respect them for that. You know, and you go to a video game, you know that you might drop that, and you know that whatever the case may be, you know all those cases. But the biggest one, the first for is, you know, there's no way you're getting your money back. You know, when I buy this loot crate and I open this loot crate, that's it. My money is gone. So it's not like real gambling where I feel bad. I don't like seeing people gamble, like, or get crazy into gambling. I mean, I've never personally seen too much of it, but if you get heavy into gambling and you're like trying to get back money, it's like, I don't know. I'm glad to be a part of the world of gamers and the community that understands gambling you're going to lose. If you're doing gambling for fun, that's fine. But you have to understand out of the gate, almost all gamers know, out of the gate when you're gambling, you're going to generally lose. However, you might win out on, like, oh, I got, you know, this gun of effects and stuff. Very few gamers are gambling to win, you know, money-wise.
That is true, yeah. Unless you're talking about CSGO.
Right. I mean, even in CSGO, like I said, I just watched not that long ago a guy, I think it was Egg. I was talking to him a couple of days back. Or no, I guess I haven't. No, it's been a minute. I think it was Egg. I watched him blow $1,200 or more. It had to have been more. But he blew $1,200. He had, going into it, no wants, desires, or anything. He let, like, a bunch of us in the Discord pick different chests, and, you know, somebody picked a chest that was like $60. The chest I picked was the Bender Futurama chest, which was, I believe, $4.75. And then I think Bio picked a lot of them. Like, he picked like 50, 60 chests, but the chest he picked after me was, I think, the Leela or the Fry chest. It was another Futurama one, and it was only 78 cents. So, I mean, there's a massive volume in what you could buy for chests, but he pitched $1,200 of this game. He opened 1,200, like, all those crates and stuff, and he traded all of those off for, like, other things, and, like, by the end of it, he had nothing. He had literally blown over $1,200, and on the other side of it, he had no items. And it was all just for fun, and that's crazy to me, but I do have to admit, for 3 hours straight, we were all laughing and having a good time.
And that's the thing, right? It goes back into how much fun are you having. I mean, that's one thing about, like, all these loot crates, right? As much as I don't like watching an unboxing video, if I watch, let's say, Alex spend $12 opening up crates on CSGO, right? I want to have a good time because it's funny. It's fun. You know, it's like going to a bar with friends, you know? Except for unlike alcohol, which goes through your system and you piss it out in the toilet, you get a skin. You know? I don't know, it's just me. So it's more fun. It's enjoyable. That's the point of it. I know we got a little untangented towards, like, battle passes and stuff like that, which is originally what this question was about. My opinion of battle passes is two opinions. If it's a free-to-play game, yeah, battle pass is fine. I don't care. I think it should be like Apex, or, to be honest with you, like Fortnite, where you gain enough, you buy it once, you grind out that one time, and you have enough materials to buy it again using in-game currency. I think that's how it should be. So it incentivizes that, where if you want to take a break from the game, such as me with Apex for like a couple of months or something, you don't get burned for it, right? You can still buy the battle pass when you come back. Unlike the biggest reason why I stopped playing Siege was it's battle pass. It's shit. It's garbage. You gain at most a quarter of what you paid for it, and now instead of being able to get the free op using in-game currency, you have to wait a long time before you can buy it with in-game currency. And so it incentivizes paying $10 per battle pass, which you only have a couple, like at most 2 months to play it to get the battle pass finished. So it's a little weird. I don't like games like that.
What are your opinions
but
on gachas and battle passes? Do you think they're good for gaming, and do you think
I think the
they're good?
switch to free to play, I think it's fine. It's free to play with the gacha system is gacha system. It's been around for ages, right? I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a style of games that people like. You want to roll for characters? Fucking roll for characters. Battle pass? It depends, right? If you get anything that isn't a cosmetic out of it, I think it's a bad battle pass. Unless it's like a luxury, not a luxury, but like a convenience item, right? Like if you move slightly faster than amount, fuck it, whatever. Versus you get a gun that's ridiculously powerful, right? I mean, that's the problem. Like, for example, Hunt's Battle Pass a couple months back, right? The free to play side of the things was you get the guns. You don't get the skins for the guns, but you get the guns. And so that was really nice. Where it's like, okay, that's really acceptable. So there was no pay to win. And that's my big issue, right? I think it's a nice side twist because there's a lot less pay to win systems in place now. And there's a lot more free to play games, like you mentioned. But the downside is a lot of games that you pay to play already, which you pay $30 up front or $40, hell, even $60 up front to play, there's battle passes in them. And to me, it's like, why? Why'd you even do that? For a great example is like with Overwatch, right? They had a system of loot crates where it wasn't great. You could buy the loot crates. Hated that system. It was worse than gambling. But you could still gain coins in game to then buy the skins. So that made sense. And every level you got a crate, which then became coins if you had too many skins. So that was the system I was like, okay, it could be better, but it wasn't worse. But now they switched it. They kind of axed that system to, hey, if you bought the game, sorry, but here's a battle pass now. And it's like, okay, what the hell? And for a great example is they could have just said, all right, everybody who's bought the game previously gets the first X amount of battle passes for free. Such as Fall Guys, right? When Fall Guys went free to play, they said, here's the first battle pass on us. Which if you actually played the game, that was enough stupid in-game currency that you'd be able to buy the battle pass next time around. And so to me, I think it needs to be a system where you can buy the battle pass if you grind the pass once. And that system is in place so you can take a break from the game where it doesn't feel like, okay, now I need to play again, and grind your ass off constantly becomes your life, if that makes sense. Well, that's just my opinion. I think it's an interesting take on the gaming universe. We'd have to see how far it goes and how it can be beneficial and such not.
And gacha games like Genshin and stuff?
Oh, that's fine. Gacha game is fine. Whatever. Genshin has both a battle pass and a gacha system.
So something I said, I think you might have been away. Do you agree that now in gacha games like Genshin, you won't get what you want, right? And we're both aware of that. If there's a character you want, you probably will never get that character you want, but you will get the things you need. So you can. Do you agree that you can be a free-to-play player, never blow $1, and still acquire cool, nice things and be able to play the end game of those games?
I've never put money into Genshin, right? And I got characters that I didn't want. It stopped me from playing the game because that's the point of gacha. You get the characters you want, and that's the point. Is you don't get the character and like, all right, time to break out money. I didn't want to do that. So what you do is you just save up. You play the characters you don't want to play, and you still enjoy the game because you enjoy the game. And you do what I did, right? I rolled on the Yormia banner and had to roll twice to get a 5-star twice. I got 2 5-stars to get the pity. Or the mercy rule, I think, is what I came at the tail end of this. And you'd be able to get the character you want, but it just takes a little extra time and commitment, which is fine. It's kind of like it's kind of the opposite of this conversation, but like when the new style of Assassin's Creed, right? Was it Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the one in Egypt, where you could pay money to gain levels, and people are like, why is that a thing? And then a lot of backlash came from like a lot of parents, for example, or people with full-time jobs and had to work 80-hour work weeks. We're like, I don't have time to grind, so this is perfect for me. Things like that, where it's like it's a nice take on it, where if you don't have the time to grind, you can pay money, but if you have the time to grind, then grind it out, or if you like the grind, then grind it out. It's a nice alternative, I should say, instead of just being forced to grind it. And then with a gacha system, like I said, you're not always going to get what you're going to want, but you're always going to get something that is good, quote unquote, even if it's a duplicate character.
Progress you or something.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Something that is incentivizing you to continue to play instead of just like, it's not like you reach the pity window of the banner and you get a 4-star. You're going to always get a 5-star in these gacha games. That's how it works. And if you don't get
A
the
lot
5
of them are
star,
like you have a 50-50 of it being one of these 5 stars or than the general pool.
exactly, yeah. And if you get in the general pool, the first pity, you're almost always guaranteed to get it in that the new banner character in the second pity, or the second time you get a 5 star in that pack, if that requires pity or not, whatever. You're talking to someone who has bad luck with this stuff. I'm terrible luck in video games, so it's always I assume I have to hit pity before I get anything in gacha games. But yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my take.
Yeah, I'm definitely with Clone. In first hearing about him, you're like, I want to burn you at the stake. But when you actually sit down and think about it and talk about him, they have done wonders for free to play gaming. They've done wonders for a lot of games. Games that you buy into pay like $30. It's a lot of games that sell for $30 or $40, or even I think there's some that sell for $20 a release. Usually it's 30 or 40 at release, and then it's a one-time buy, and you buy battle passes and stuff like that. I think there's even MMOs kind of in that variety.
There is a lot of MMOs, yeah, I think so.
I'm trying to think of with Lost Ark as a battle pass.
Didn't it?
It's...
It was a very interesting battle pass, if I remember correctly.
But like MMOs will have like monthly cards. I think they do it kind of different.
True. That's a good point.
Like,
I think
a lot of MMOs do like the VIP thing where like they'll give
that's
you
what it was.
More daily rewards.
It was just daily reward. It's not really a battle pass,
Yeah.
but yeah. Good point.
Which that I'm not quite the fan of.
No, I'm not a
Compared to
huge fan of
battle
having to
passes.
play it every single day, I don't mind
like that,
logging
yeah,
on,
no.
but it's a hassle after a while,
Yeah.
No, for sure. I definitely get that one. All right. It seems like this topic's kind of dying down. Anybody else have anything else they want to chat about? We're almost at 2 hours. We're about 10 minutes away.
I do have one more thing I wanted to bring up, and it's to both of you. Do either of you pay attention to Rainbow Six Siege competitive? And what is happening in the Rainbow Six Siege future? Are there? By the way, on that same note, Quarantine. I know. What's the interest in that? Has that released? So yeah, in the Rainbow world, I do want to talk about that with you guys to get knowledgeable with that.
Esports, I don't know about Alex. I haven't kept up with years, right? My esports experience was
Yeah,
anytime I noticed a certain pattern of people, because like, you know me, I went hard in the paint and ranked. At a certain point in ranked, you hit high enough rank and it becomes hackers. It's a terrible experience unless you're in competitive and like you're actually like on a team. Casual, super fun. I think it's still a super fun time. But the only issue is there's so many sweats where if there's an international going on, you notice a pattern. You notice people playing the same team comp, and you realize what the hell's happening here. You look it up, and like, oh, I see. There's a team comp where a team won like that. I see. Alrighty then. Thank you. I don't know how to. It's stupid. It's just it's whatever. Like, I mean, competitively, at the end of the day, it's Siege, right? It's kind of like old school. I don't know if COD ever had a competitive tournament. It's aim. You know how to aim and take angle management, and you know the maps, you're fine. The characters don't matter. I don't know about Alex's take on this, but end of the day, it's if you can click heads, you win. Besides that, the future of it, like I said, I'm not too hopeful because of that battle pass thing they added in. I think it's an okay twist, but it's the difference between like you used to be able to pay $30 for DLC, and you get skins for it. You had a season pass, I should say. You could buy every year. And it was an optional thing, and you get skins, you get your characters early. You didn't have to, you could still buy them in in-game currency after a week. Now it's a little more over a week. But now it's $10 every battle pass, and there's more than 3 battle passes in a year. And so that means you're paying more than the $30 now. So it's becoming more of a cash grab more than anything else. It's still fun to mess around in, kind of like CSGO, right? But I don't see it living too much longer, in my opinion. I think Ubisoft did Ubisoft things to it. But that's just my opinion. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, it's dying slowly. Because like even bigger content creators are just playing a lot less of it. Like I think Marley may come out with the Siege video once every 2 months now.
Yep, and then his other channel is coming out with a lot more other content. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Agreed with that one.
And when your content creators stop playing your game, that's when you're in trouble.
What about Quarantine?
Oh, right. Thank you. That
is
came out
already.
like what, last year?
And did you guys pick it up? Have any intentions to pick it up? Do you guys keep monitor it? What's the deets?
I have intentions of picking it up when it is on sale.
Exactly. It's kind of like it's objective based. Like think of Left 4 Dead maps where instead of running through a map, right, you have to do the objective. Think of like the last section of the mall map on Left 4 Dead 2 where you have to fill the gas into the car, right? Every single map has an objective base to it, so you have to do the objective and then you have to get out. And that's about the gist of it. It's just killing. It's just killing zombies. You don't get all the characters from Rainbow Six Siege. You get some of the guns. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it grows, but at the moment I wouldn't buy it. No. Interest in it is very low.
If it went on sale for like $15, I'd probably pick it up.
Yeah, that's a good way of doing it. Agreed. I'd say that, yeah.
And that's assuming that like they don't have any like, oh, this is DLC to the game, you got to buy this too bullshit. Like,
which you know they damn well would do, and they're going to do.
Rolling back to the gacha battle pass system real quick. Another plus about it is it incentivizes the devs to actually make their game more community friendly.
That's true. That is a good point. Yeah.
Like, oh, you know, player feedback is where the money is. When players happy, we get money. You know, like, fucking make them happy.
The one issue I have about the battle pass is the amount of people who buy a battle pass and then don't finish it annoys me. That's one issue I have is because it's an upfront kind of a thing. It's not, oh, you finish the battle pass, pay to get all this extra stuff.
Some of them you can.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's a thing where you can buy things or you can pay money and get, you know, you can finish a battle pass in a second, right? Every battle pass has a. What I'm saying is like it's not like the first thing you see is a free-to-play battle pass, right? And every 10 levels you get an item, right? And then there's the wall of you can pay money and you get all this extra stuff. It's pay now, you get all the extra stuff as you level up, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
It's an issue of
the ones where like after you've already hit the level, you can see what would have been there for the premium one, and you could buy the premium and it'll fill all the way where you are.
Exactly, yeah. So it's a cash grab. I mean, that's what the battle passes are. It's a cash grab with a mixture of it's a little better than DLCs, right? Because if that means they can dish out the difference here, right? Is if that means the better off or the rich, you know, people playing the game can fund the DLCs that are going to be free for people like us who don't want to spend money on it on a DLC, right? Then I think it's a good thing. But if it's a game still going to have paid DLC, then what the fuck's the point of the battle pass? It's just a cash grab.
Yeah,
that's my issue with them. Yeah. No, I think they're a good thing. I don't mean to talk over you, but yeah.
Oh no, you're good. I was just trying to think of a game that has paid DLC and a battle pass, and my mind immediately went to Black Ops 4.
Did it have a battle pass?
Yeah.
Wolf. I didn't know that. Did I even? Oh fuck, they do have a battle pass. I completely forgot about that. You're right, and they have paid DLC. I mean, let's be honest though, Call of Duty in itself is just a cash grab.
Yeah, but those zombies maps, bro.
Oof, man, so good.
Quality.
Good quality. All right, we're about 2 hours now. Do we want to end it here? I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think
it's a good length.
I think this was a great podcast. I think this was a great trial run for us to go back and look at the VOD and skim through and learn a lot. And you know, for everybody out there that watches this, you know, hopefully in the future we continue to advance and make our our podcast better, more efficient. And yeah, so you know, for anybody watching right now, I understand we are in a very, very basic format, very basic layout and stuff. Hopefully we will find a bunch out, make a bunch of improvements, and over time, maybe we will come beautiful.
Yeah, hopefully. That's the plan. You know, if I ever find a full-time job, I could hire an artist to
bear through us,
stuff,
people. All of our fans out there, all 9,999 fans out there.
Zero.
As
Zero
we
of you.
slowly progress.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us, and I'll leave you with, unless Alex have anything else to end it off with.
Nope.
Oh, no, you're good. All right. Well, I'll leave you.
My stuff.
Good. In that case, I'll leave you guys with a question. Where'd all those crabs go? You know, I can't believe all those crabs just disappeared. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. No clue. You know, man, it's just complete mystery. Definitely not climate change.
I was hoping you would just leave it with no context.
Yeah, I was going to, but then you know me, the environmentalist with me needs to have context. You know, yeah, it's climate change, people. It's the problem. With that, thank you guys for joining us. Hope you guys had a delightful time. If you didn't, then still hit the follow button on Clone595 on Twitch, and maybe the subscribe button on the YouTube if we ever get there. On the Mulligan Opinions, we don't, things will, that's all, folks.